What's in the box? I'm Noah from Techno Buffalo. Let's find out. All right. In the box is a droid. It's the Droid 3, the newest droid in a never-ending line of droids from Verizon, this time with Motorola. Android-powered phone, the third in the Droid line, the actual Droid as opposed to the Droid Incredible or the Droid X or all those ones. The Droid marked by the touchscreen with the slide-out QWERTY keyboard made by Motorola. This is the newest one available right now from Verizon for $199.99 on contract. $199.99. Here's the phone itself. We'll turn it on, and while it's booting up, is it going to boot up? Go, Speed Racer! Usually they have enough juice in them to boot up. This one might not. Interesting. We'll take a look in the box anyway. Also in the box, you get the AC adapter that plugs into the USB cord, USB cable, and then you get your manuals and all that stuff. But the phone itself, interesting that it wouldn't have the enough power to at least start up for a little show and tell. Alright, so thanks to a nearby power strip, we will plug the phone in for the unboxing here. But you can see dual core technology. It's got a dual core 1 gigahertz processor inside, 4-inch display. It's QHD 960 by 540, so very high res display. Your 4 capacitive buttons down there at the bottom. Front facing camera. 5-row keyboard, 5-row QWERTY keyboard. You've got a very kind of narrow or thin, if you will, row of numerical keys up top, and then your 4-row keyboard as well. You've got dedicated voice command button, dedicated @ key, which is nice. Then your alt buttons, and you've got a D-pad as well down here, or cursor keys, I should say, not a D-pad. Cursor keys as well down there. So pretty nice looking keyboard. It feels pretty good just sort of off the bat. Chiclet style, but a little bit of action to it. That first Droid keyboard I could not stand. Droid 2 I thought was much better. Droid 3, so far so good. On the back, 8 megapixel camera with full 1080p HD video capture. You've got an LED flash, autofocus as well. On the right spine, there's a rocker switch that doubles as zoom when you're using the camera. On the other spine, you've got your micro USB port, and then also a mini HDMI port. This phone can do HDMI out. It can also do HDI mirroring as well. On top, 3.5mm audio jack and your power lock button. All right, so now we're cooking with bacon here. We got the Droid 3 powered up here, and according to Motorola and Verizon, it's the slimmest full QWERTY smartphone in the world. Weighs 5.9 ounces. You've got that 4-inch display. Like I said, QHD, so 960 by 540, very high res. Front-facing camera for video chatting, the rear camera, the whole thing. 16 gigs of internal storage, micro SD slot, and of course it's 3G compatible, not 4G LTE, but it's 3G compatible, and then it also has the Wi-Fi hotspot capability up to 5 users at a time. Device is built on Android 2.3 Gingerbread. You can see some add-ons here, favorite contacts, widget, and some other stuff, kind of the de-blurified Moto Blur, just some widgets now. Data usage widget, kind of nice to have. Your Google search with voice. Here's the camera, and it's got touch to focus. It's got geolocating, obviously they all do these days. We'll leave that off for now. Just want to get back. So you've got touch to focus, it's got a panorama mode, and then it's got, when you're in video here, it's got the front-facing camera. Hello! And then when you're in video mode, it's also got, load this up here, something Motorola came out with a little while ago, several devices back now. It's been a little while. I think on the original, was the original Droid X that first had it? Kind of a cool thing, audio scenes. So you can set the audio to use the microphones and focus the directionality of the microphones depending on what kind of scene you're doing. So for this kind of thing, if you're narrating from behind the camera, you would have the microphone that's facing towards you pick up the sound, or subject, obviously, the microphone away from you. And it does help a little bit. I haven't used it on this phone yet, but Motorola always been known for good voice quality and audio technology in their phones. Their noise cancellation has always been really good. And the audio seems kind of a neat little feature if you're using your smartphone as a camcorder, which, with a 1080p camcorder, why not? The phone also has some business-centric features on it. If we go into apps, Citrix GoToMeeting pre-installed. There's the GoToMeeting app. It's a web-based virtual conferencing app that if you don't know what it is, then you don't have to worry about it. But a lot of people in the business world use it. It's pretty handy. So kind of cool to have that on the device. Skype Mobile built in as well. And then it's not all work and no play makes Junior a dull boy. So NFL Mobile, Nova, some games built in, the whole thing. Let's Golf 2. And then all of the VCast apps that people love or love to hate or what have you. But there you go, quick first look unboxing at the newest Droid, the Droid 3 from Verizon. Again, Verizon says it's the slimmest full QWERTY smartphone in the world. I happen to have another full QWERTY smartphone just launched, the T-Mobile MyTouch 4G Slide. And if we put these side by side, yeah, Droid, this is very unscientific, but Droid does look just a hair slimmer. Feels slimmer because it's a larger phone, 4-inch as opposed to 3.7-inch display. So stretching the phone out footprint-wise makes it feel a little bit thinner. And then this this thin lip here on the bottom, I think also a visual trick to help it appear thinner than it really is. But it's nice. It's got a nice heft to it. I like the kind of dark silver gray chrome on black finish with the matte back there. Nice easy grip. And the keyboard, of course. Actually, before we go, let's do a real quick keyboard test just to see. No. Yeah, I like the keyboard. It's the action is true. The keys are pretty small to help keep the device thin, but they have pretty good chiclet action. They're separated just a little bit and offset just a little bit, which is nice. Makes them a little easier to find without looking. A slight dome to the keys as well. And they've got a nice surface to them, nice kind of grippy surface there. So first reaction, thumbs up on the keyboard, and I always like the spacebar that's a little wider. This one is 4 keys wide, which is pretty cool. So thumbs up first impression for sure in the Droid 3 if you're looking for a an Android smartphone with a full-on keyboard with a super high-res display. We'll have more on this one. We'll have more on the MyTouch. We'll have more on all the new phones. Lots of new phones coming out came out this week, launched this week, coming out soon, that kind of thing. The Status, Adriana wrote an article asking if you could rock the Status as a business phone. Who knows, man? You can do whatever you want these days. It's the wild, wild west of the internet. And we're here to cover it for you on TechnoBuffalo.com. Much, much more on the site. Again, available now, $199.99 on contract. Thanks to the folks at Verizon for lending us this one. We'll see you later.